quorum is present, 9 members, 9 voting members are present. I do expect the mayor to pop in at some point. I'm going to ask for a motion on the minutes for, again, we'll do them in mass, I guess, unless there's problems. June 20th and July 10th. The minutes approved. For a motion, just noting that because we are on Zoom, although technically no voting members are on Zoom, we are going to record all, we are going to do all roll call votes, and obviously this meeting is being recorded.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from June 20th and also July.
Second.
Motion by Mark Pulo, second by Stacy Gould. Any additions, corrections, or deletions for the minutes?
I turned in some comments.
All right. Are we good?
Yeah, I got it.
Our secretary says we're good with corrections. We'll note there are corrections, and those will be incorporated. If there are no other issues, we'll do a roll call vote. Cindy. Peter, go ahead there. Yes. I'm gonna call you people.
Yes.
William Hall, Mark Hayes.
Yes.
Mark Rulo, Stacy Gould.
Yeah.
Sheila Hayes.
Yes.
Joe DeLucia.
Yes.
Christine D'Stasio.
Yes.
Mark Betancourt, yes. The vote is 9-0 with 2 absent. So what it is, I'm going to ask for a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of interviewing candidates for the architectural work for the Stanton and Greenville schools. And along with that, I'd ask that any ex officio members that happen to show up, that would include the mayor or something like that, be invited to participate. And also that the CSG staff be in attendance. In addition, the 3 firms that will present will also be in attendance. And if I could get that motion from someone.
I'll make the motion.
By Sheila, I mean, by Sheila, I'm doing good. I'm doing well.
I'll second.
Second by, oh, I got that right. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. Cindy Beauregard. Yes. Peter Garcia.
Yes.
Bill Hall.
Yes.
Mark Kulos, Stacy Gould.
Yes.
Sheila Hayes, Joe DeLucia.
Yes.
Christine D'Stasio.
Yes.
And Mark Betancourt, yes. The motion passes 9-0 with 2 absentee. Well, we will now suspend recording. All right, so we're going to come out of executive session, noting that no votes were taken.
I'll make a motion that we add invoices to the agenda.
Motion by Bill Hull to add invoices for Stanton and Greenville School from
Second that motion.
second by Mark Kulos.
Who's writing this
It's recording and then she's gonna write, so Catherine's gonna. So once I wrote the last one down.
Did you text her?
Huh?
Did you text her?
I talked to her already.
Okay.
So we'll
Discussion.
is there any discussion? Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Cindy.
Yes.
Peter Gauthier.
Yes.
Bill Hall.
Yes.
Mark Kulos.
Yes.
Stacy Gould.
Yes.
Sheila Hayes.
Yes.
Joe DeLucia.
Yes.
Christine D'Stasio.
Yes.
And myself, yes. 9-0 with 2 absentees. It should be added to the agenda as item 7. Well, actually,
Is
we'll
it-
make it item 6 if there's anything else. So we'll go to 4, selection of the project architects. I got a motion on the floor.
I'll make a motion that the committee hires DRN pending reference checks
For
for both projects, Stanton and
motion is to hire DRA for both Stanton and Greenville schools. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Stacy Gould. Any discussion? Hearing no, go ahead.
So I just think all 3. I think we should also do all 3 presentations. Were really well done.
Yeah.
And they all have viable arguments for why they should be chosen. Yeah. Excellent.
I think that's pretty much the feeling of the committee as a whole, all three are certainly competent firms and you've got it done well with any of them. Any other discussion? Hearing none, Cindy Gothier. Cindy Beauregard, I'm all right. Gosh, I might change your name.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Cindy Beauregard,
Yes.
yes. Peter,
Yes.
Bill Hall.
Yes.
Mark.
So you married me.
God, I know. I did the
No.
ceremony. Huh?
No,
No, you said, Mark Lewis said no. All right, Stacy?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Joe?
Yes.
Yes, Christine?
Yes.
Myself, yes. The vote is 8 in favor, 1 against, with Mark Poulos voting against, and 2 absentee. All right. Next thing, meeting schedule. So, one of the things we got to talk about is the next RFP, which is CM. So, do we need another meeting between now and the next meeting in order to deal with the RFP issue?
I can certainly have a draft prepared for next meeting, but given where we are with the ed specs currently, if we were to bring a construction management firm on at this point, there really wouldn't be a whole lot they would be able to do. I mean, given the timeline, we still probably should start to review a draft, but the criticality of getting these educational specifications completed at this point basically
And
takes
obviously the grant application.
takes everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, we met with the superintendent's office, I think, last July. On June 11th, I thought it was the 11th, but
The one that you presented to?
11th of June. that
you
sounds
were
right.
the last one that you weren't, what?
I did not attend.
Yeah, well, whenever it was, I'm still waiting for feedback on that last space allocation. We were only 3,000 square feet away from being able to complete that space allocation and
Okay.
basically be able to get the ed specs ready for approval at the or at a Board of Ed meeting in July. You know, I understand they're probably extremely busy getting everything squared away going into next school year.
Well, plus they were moving
Yeah,
central
Yeah,
office.
and actually the day that we met with them,
We met at the.
they
And
were,
then we had just hired, Chartwell's just came on
Okay.
as our food service manager,
Yeah.
and they were putting input in on their food
right.
service area allocations.
Mhm.
So they
Yeah,
were working with the superintendent to get those numbers finalized.
We do have our retreat in August.
Yes, so
So-
there is talk, we may add a meeting date for August 9th when we meet with the board as part of it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's possible, I mean, it was brought up to me that the Board of Ed could hold a special meeting, approve the ed spec, and then adjourn, and then convene another special meeting immediately afterwards and approve the minutes.
but I will be following up this week regarding the email that I sent with the most recent space allocation
Right.
to see if
Right,
they.
so just- Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, I can reach out and kind of help with that one, so.
I'll certainly have a draft ready for you folks to look at
Okay.
for the next meeting, and then we can make a decision from there whether or not we're comfortable advertising.
So we do not, right, so we do not need another meeting between now and the next scheduled meeting. That's my question.
No, I don't.
So this,
Go ahead.
Okay, now I'm confused, okay? And sorry, so where it's on architect, we asked the architect, were they available to help us? Help us with the ed spec and to help with the grant, and I understood.
All of them said yes.
No, but they want to move to have it ready by the end of August, don't we have a September 1st?
October 1st is the
Well,
final deadline.
For what, the educational specifications?
For what?
For the grant
whatever
application.
place to make sure we have, well, we said if we can get the
Was that
application
specs, the
done.
grant application?
Right, we can get the grant application to shoot for September 1st and not wait till October 1st.
Right.
And,
So,
and that's the priority.
So that's why I say you can't do we really need to put the CM.
listen, I,
No, I'm not, we're not, that's not the issue, that's not what I'm talking.
Okay.
So I'm,
okay, what,
September, forward, September, first,
okay.
which you didn't have an application.
Mhm.
If we wait until our next meeting, which is August 15th, to review and approve.
So we need a meeting ourselves, so we don't need a
The
meeting. to
building
approve the
committee
extra.
is.
No, you don't-
required-
The
don't get
building
to-
committee doesn't approve the ad
It's insane.
specs.
Huh?
The
Jim?
building committee does not approve the ad specs. It's
Right.
the Board of Ed.
Board of Education.
Okay, so you need a meeting from the Board of Ed to approve the eds.
And the more critical thing is that the ed specs get finished for approval at a.
Stress that, Mike, when you talk, you're gonna reach out to Stringfellow, what you said,
We've been.
again?
Yeah, or
Well, I
Mike's
mean,
gonna
just
reach
stress
out.
Yeah.
This is got to be done, or there are no new schools.
What's on Well, we need to approve it at.
Yeah, that's what as Jim and Mike know, we were having a little logjam with Kristen and stuff, and I
Right.
got involved and put the question in just that term, that,
Well,
we'd be jeopardizing.
They're settled in their office now, so
Next day we met.
Yeah, well, and
That's
I
true.
don't know if you may need to chime in again in an effort to.
So you guys are the city committee, these, as much as they're a part of the team. I think it should be you guys.
Yeah, no, not a problem. I don't have
I
any
think,
issue.
I think the
I'll,
push.
I'll
the push
reach out-
has gotta
I can
come
reach
from
out to
you
them. I can
as
reach
the
out to them.
Chairman of this committee.
I mean, I can send a follow-up email and see where I get tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
Let me, no, I'll send a note, I'll just forward your email to them and, again, and.
okay,
See if I can-
as soon as we get your approval that ed specs are done and you're satisfied with them, we can hold a special Board of Ed.
Yeah, well, I already talked to right.
Kristen, it's all right.
Bob,
Right,
yeah.
so
Board of Ed,
Okay.
So I had talked to Bob about this already.
Board of Ed.
Yeah, I had already talked to Bob outright about.
So
this already,
once the space allocation is completed, which is nearly there, it's about 3,000 square feet. Well, it's about 3,000 square feet off. Once that's finished, then we actually need to compile that space allocation into the actual educational specification and go back through everything from top to bottom to make sure all of the narrative sections in the beginning are correct. So there will be a little bit of time in order to get that done. But the more overreaching thing is that the ed specs, then there's information within that document that triggers a whole bunch of other documents that are needed for the grant
They have to
application
be updated.
that can't be started until, like, there's SCGO 53 forms that I need to get filled out and signed. Not by, there's no committee approvals to getting them signed, but I need the information from the educational specifications to even process those.
All right.
And everything that I've done, everything that I could do to date without the information that I'm missing from the ed specs is done waiting for the ed specs to get approved.
Okay, so I'm just talking about, do we need any other meetings between now and the next scheduled meeting?
No.
Which the answer is no. So with that said, I just want to bring something up. It's been requested by planning, the city commission, the city plan. I guess they got some hearings or whatever next month scheduled. They would like to use this space during that meeting,
Well,
Yes.
that,
So I'm going, right, we're gonna go to 23 Union Street, which is next door
Okay.
in the basement there. And we'll
Well,
just make use of that.
that's for the POCD.
Yeah, POC, right, yeah, exactly.
Can I finish out?
Go ahead.
Because I really want to understand this schedule that is needed, the critical deadline for the application to be completed on September 1st. If you can walk me backwards or forward, whichever way makes sense. What deadlines do you need to meet to get the ed set approved by the Board of Education, so you can then move to do all the other work that needs to be done in the application, so we need September 1st.
I would love to see the ed specs by July 31st. And in order to hit July 31st. It would be great if we could have them potentially for and I'm going off the top of my head here, and looking at, while I'm looking at your calendar.
Like it within the next 2 weeks.
Well, you need
Ideally, I'd like it by the end of this week, so then that gives us a whole week to try and process it. I mean, in my emails, I put the end of July for the superintendent, just trying to be realistic rather than trying to, push things too much. So, I mean, I'll repeat what I said to them and say that
We need the space allocation.
I need the space allocation complete ASAP.
So if we give her a deadline,
I-
Friday the 21st,
That's likely,
I can do
Yeah.
corporate.
yeah.
then we can meet, I'm gonna go to July 31st.
So she makes the decision.
Then the Board of Education has to approve
Well,
Yes.
that. After
so
this,
then I will tell you this.
then we need a approval by the board.
Correct.
Okay.
That's August 8th.
Okay, so.
And then August 8th, and then we'll need certified minutes. If we're trying to hit a September 1st grant application deadline, we'll need certified minutes that approve the minutes before. Well, one of two things. We'll either need minutes that approve the previous minutes that approved the ed spec. Or we'll need a certified copy of the August 8th meeting minutes that approve the ed spec.
Yeah,
Well,
that's,
couldn't they have a meeting at 5 o'clock, approve the ed specs? And then.
Yeah,
the
that's not the
meeting-
only item on
I mean, we
Right,
could
and
have,
then have a
we could
meeting
have
at
a
6
special-
o'clock,
special meeting.
approving,
yeah.
right,
I mean, as long as we get certified minutes from, I think we'll need the signature of the recording secretary for the Board of Ed. Likely that would be good. I would almost rather see the minutes approving the ed specs and then the minutes approving the minutes that approve the ed specs, both certified,
Sitting there with
because when I send stuff to the state, I go for every possible scenario.
because besides the ed specs, there are other things you need to fill out to
Yeah.
submit with the application. But in order to fill those out.
I need the ed specs.
So, if it's August. Enough time between August 8th. And August 31st, we will complete all of the.
That work.
Work. To have a submission in September.
I believe so. It's going to be, it's going to be a lot of work in the month of August, but I believe we can get it.
And the August 8th, if you need it sooner, as I said before, if you have the ed specs complete. Before then, we can hold a special Zoom meeting with,
And
24,
in
48 hours.
saying that September 1st is, I'll caveat that on, I'll be able to get my work done within that amount. I can't make any commitments as to whether or not DRA is capable of hitting the deadlines to get the conceptual design. I'll put the same effort forward to make sure that happens with them. But at the end of the day, I'm not an architect and I can't design concept plans and we still need to build in time for the estimator to do the concept estimates all within that period of time. So there's a lot of concurrent activities that are outside of my ability to get done in order to hit that date.
So as Mark Kulo said, as soon as you get those ed specs. Whoever gets them, just inform Bob as soon as possible, and we will make sure that we hold
I
a
will
meeting.
for Bob,
Yeah.
you and Mark.
At
You
this-
you guys can be on Bob and.
At this point, what needs to happen with the ed specs is we need to get the space allocation completed.
That's a first.
Take the space allocation, build it into the final copy of the ed spec. Create a standalone document because we've been working off one for Stanton and one for Green. Or one for both at this point, because they're going to be the exact same square footages. Create two separate ed specs and send them both to the board for approval. So there is some time that it's going to take, but as soon as I get that space allocation table, you can rest assured that I'll be working on that day and night until it's completed.
The architect, what contribution do they make to the application?
The contribution that the architect makes is that they provide us conceptual design, which is basically just a concept of a building in narrative form, maybe a couple diagrams and floor plans. We send that off to a certified cost estimator. The certified cost estimator helps us by putting a cost on the project. With our assistance, we'll give them the soft cost, which we now know what the architect is, you know what our fee is gonna
Now,
be.
is that their
There's-
cost?
All right, so also one of the other things that we were looking at doing, if we couldn't get, you know, the ed specs, we couldn't, we were having problems with square footages of special ed spaces, things of that nature. And the architects typically have a little bit more expertise in terms of square foot per student for those types of spaces. And that's where they might be able to contribute. However, we you know, we're at that point where we got to get these things done. And you know, we're very close. We're about 3,000 square feet off. But we really have to get them done. And you know, hopefully during the design phase, we might be able to find some efficiencies in the what we call the gross up factor for corridors, for mechanical spaces, things of that nature. We might be able to find some efficiencies there where we could get some of that square footage back into the program. I'm not sure we'll get all 3,000 square feet, but hopefully some of it.
All right, let me throw another wrinkle into this. Within the past 2 weeks, we closed Bishop School, which was our early pre-K education program. And we moved those classes into elementary schools, but we're planning on adding more spaces. So we're going to end up with actually more students in the program than were in previously. Total number of spaces.
Is that quantity of students that are being added supported by the most recent proper?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Probably.
Mike, that's not an issue. So we're, you know, we have 5 pre-K classrooms allocated per school. And I believe 4 kindergarten classrooms. So I think,
I
should
think
be-
that would cover it.
right, I think we should be fine because what we
I think we were already planning that, so I think
right,
those.
what we're designing for really was for full pre-K throughout the whole district.
Right. I think
Obviously
she
you
was
won't have
planning
that.
And
Yeah.
so I think those were covered,
Yep,
because we're planning pre-K in each of the 4 elementaries, correct?
Yes.
that's correct. Yes.
335. Using the number. 20 classrooms at 12 would be 360. 10 to 12 is the number that.
Right.
Pre-K or everything. So we're in the same range.
Right.
10 to 12 students.
But that'll,
All right,
in your conversation.
Yeah, it's not gonna impact anything, what we're talking about. Right?
Yeah, but just keep in mind, Mark, when you talk to the superintendent, to ask her about the pre-K numbers, and if there's a significant change, or if it's within, say, 10 students.
Well, we'd have to go back to upgrade the,
Yeah,
Right, you've got
we're dealing, right now, we're dealing with whatever Cropper gave us. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Right.
there wouldn't be time to do another
Yeah,
benchmark
no.
update on the enrollment. Just-
No,
No,
that's-
but we don't, you know, don't
Just
forget
put
that
last year.
the most recent enrollment study takes into account the total district.
Right.
Right. So we're
Right.
splitting up that I think it was 379. I can't remember exactly for pre-K among the 4 elementary schools. So yeah, you'll have half of it at the completion of these first 2 schools. And then you'll have your full capacity at the completion of the 4th school.
Because we're only putting in these 2 schools, so if we need to update at the next round, we'll update the numbers if they go up. And then we'll take that into consideration.
Yeah, those schools will all be their own project and we'll have to make adjustments.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
so we can live with whatever we have. It's not like we're doing.
Yeah, and to be
the whole
honest with you, we're probably
thing.
talking in the ones as far as changes, so
Right.
it's probably not gonna make a difference to the number of classrooms. All right, so let's get. Let's see. Okay.
No, it just higher.
Well, I guess this is the question, is the Board of Ed? Because Kristen, and her team, but they're doing the space allocation. Is the Board of Ed, gonna be all set with this?
I think so.
I mean,
I got these two.
I know,
advocates here.
have they been keeping them informed, or were they on top of?
And then,
Are they
I know
basically?
I talked to Bob.
Is the administration keeping us informed? Or are we keeping them?
I don't care which way it's going, as long as is the Board of Ed knowledgeable of where we are today, give or take?
Well, Mike's been in touch with handling a lot of the things with.
With Kristen,
education
yeah,
With Kristen,
with
Yeah.
Kristen,
right?
yeah.
They
Is that filtering
a lot.
down to
I- in
rest
the
of the
meetings they've had with Kristen directly.
Do you need me to?
Because the Board of Ed, we don't sit in on those
Right.
inspect meetings, so.
Right.
Hey, I know nothing about how much space a particular student or classroom
Yeah.
or program needs.
Well, we've talked about that, the long sheet there, we've chatted about that here, but
Because there's special ed,
Yeah.
there's multi-language learner programs,
Right.
there's different levels.
I think part of the
special ed.
issue too is that, to be perfectly honest with you, I think they were. In the discussion, it seemed to me like there's a lot of program space that they're talking about allocating that isn't gonna get used all the time.
Right.
Right.
So I think that's, might be an issue in our
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
Just so everyone.
So do we need to do anything for the Board of Ed?
No, when you say. our-
No, although Mike or myself,
So we do, and we do. If you would, if you.
no, you don't have to
No,
approve it.
no, because we as the committee,
No.
we as the committee need to give a presentation to the Board of Ed or read them.
No,
No,
no.
no.
I can, if it's needed, I can go and.
Yeah, and if I need to be.
I'm asking you, are you guys gonna need to?
Possible.
I mean-
To be honest with you, if it's on the agenda, I am going to attend.
Yeah, I would also likely attend if it was an item that crosses.
So that's why I refer the question to Mark.
Yeah,
you
as
need that?
we move forward, I think our board will want,
Yeah.
like Mike to come and give a presentation.
No, you need before August 8th forward.
Oh, I said that, we're committed, if they
If we
get
get it
those
done.
things before, we'll book a Zoom meeting and have it, we want to get it done too, so. We'll have it earlier, right, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, we're in
Done.
potential contract negotiations, finishing up the contract that we need to get approved also.
Yeah,
So
but-
hopefully we.
Okay, let's.
Yeah.
Let's get back.
It's
getting late, folks. It's getting late.
That's all I want to hear.
So, it's getting late. All right, next item on the agenda is the money. Invoices. First one, what's the first one you have written down?
Oh, okay, so for, let's see, state and school invoice 1451 from June 1st to June 30th. For an amount of $15,879.33.
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Bill Hall, second by Christine Basazio. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Cindy Beauregard.
Yes.
Peter Gauthier. Bill Hall.
Yes.
Mark Kulos.
Yes.
Stacy Gould.
Yes.
Sheila Hayes.
Yes.
Joe DeLucia.
Yes.
Christine Basazio.
Yes.
I got everything right. Mark Gordon, yes. So 9-0, all present voting and approval. Second invoice. Stan,
No, Greenville.
oh, Green, we just did Stan.
Invoice 1452 for Greenville School. Starting June 1st and June 30th in the amount of $16,169.95.
Make a motion to approve?
By Stacy Gould, second by Cindy Beauregard. Any discussion? Hearing none. Cindy Beauregard.
Yes.
Peter Gauthier. Bill Hall.
Yes.
Mark Kulos.
Yes.
Stacy Gould.
Yes.
Sheila Hayes.
Yes,
Joe DeLucia. Christine D'Stasio.
Yes.
Mark Bettencourt, yes. Approved 9-0, all present voting in favor. Is there anything else to be brought before the committee
thanks for it on.
tonight? Stacy, you're on.
What, we discussing? Okay. Next meeting,
Next meeting will be the regularly scheduled meeting.
okay?
And so we do not have a need for a special meeting. So if for some reason we do, we can deal with it. But I'll do it, whatever. So,
To adjourn.
well, thank you. By Stacy Gould, motion to adjourn. Second,
Somebody in a second?
Sheila Hayes with a second. That requires no discussion. Cindy Beauregard,
Yes.
Peter Gothere, Bill Ho.
Yes.
Mark Rulo.
Yes.
Stacy Gould.
Yes.
Sheila Hayes.
Yes.
Joe DeLucia. Christine DeStazio, Mark Bettencourt, yes. Motion's approved 9-0, all present voting in favor. The time is now 9:35. Thank you, everyone, for attending.